Thoughts on the Honda parting ways with Team Liquid because of an R6 player made a bomb joke after losing to a Japanese team? I don't know. I mean, obviously, if you don't know someone, if you're not friends with someone, those sort of jokes maybe a little bit should be kept, hidden. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just such a sensitive thing to talk about. So when you take liberties to just make whatever comments, I don't know, man. I don't know. What sucks about that is that, think about, I feel for Steve, right? Steve Aronset, and was it Liquid 112? Because, these guys are, waking up, right? Maybe, or they're in the middle of their workday, and all of a sudden they get a call from Honda, which is a fucking sick ass brand to work with, I bet. And then they're like, hey man, we got to part ways because one of the people did that, and then they don't know. They don't know, right? Like the corporate heads of this org are literally like going about their day like everything's cool, and then all of a sudden this one guy's decision to say what the fuck he said because he lost now affected the entirety of the organization, right? His teammates, the managers, and then ultimately the organization, who definitely doesn't have those same thoughts or essentially what I'm trying to say is that it's a shame that because of one dude's, who maybe he thought he was making a joke that was going to be funny, haha, on a very sensitive matter, now affects the entire organization. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the bad parts about this whole thing, that the org now has to suffer because one dude thought that the lulls that he was going to get was worth him being edgy, and now the whole org has to suffer for that. And then what if the Honda money that they were receiving can't be transferred to a different organization so that they themselves, so Honda themselves can continue down their project in esports. Obviously they're like, yo, there's audience here, the demographic, you guys, me, everybody that's involved in esports are a certain age, and they're about to start buying their own cars, and we want to market Honda to those people who are about to buy cars or are looking to get their second car or looking to get these. So now, like, it's listen, I appreciate the fact that Honda stands on business like that, but yeah, that's why, man, it's just so fucked. Other orgs die if they lose sponsors like Honda. Yeah. Imagine that, right? Imagine that. Let's put Optic in this thing, right? Imagine Optic has this Honda thing. We have this deal. So now we make certain business decisions. I make a certain business decision. Say, hey, we're getting this money in. Why don't we expand into this other esport? And then this fucking other esport is the one that causes that. So now we're sort of left with the fact that we can't just drop this guy because we still can't afford the other four and the coach and the assistant coach, because Ike was saying that he's from Brazil, and they said that what he searched wasn't related to Hiroshima, was meant to symbolize how the team imploded during the match because some judge decisions still bad. I don't know what this was Rainbow Six. I don't want to, man. I don't want to expand on that again. Like I know Steve. I've met with Steve. I've interviewed Steve. So like I've known that dude for a long time, and sucks that he has to go through this because of one dude's joke. And again, I don't know the full context of it. If what you're saying is true, then whatever. But if it's one of those things where they're like, yeah, no, it's just PR, right? It's just PR. Let's say that what he really meant was this, because Counter-Strike does have, or R6 has SND in his. Honda has parted ways with Team Liquid after Rainbow Six player made a bomb joke after losing to Japanese team CAG Osaka. Oh my god, the fact that Team Liquid now has to come out and say this thing is like infuriating. After a game against the Japanese Rainbow Six team CAG Osaka, one of our Rainbow Six players, Lucas BR for Brazil, Diaz with an S, made a social media post that featured offensive and insensitive content. Lucas made a regrettable decision in the heat of the moment after a tough loss. Like even here, they're trying to save this dude's mistake, right? They're trying to throw him a bone and saying, no, it's not. I don't know what he said still to this very moment as I'm talking and reading about this, which is why it is important that everybody does their own research. It is important that everybody looks at the whole picture before making any comments on this thing. So my opinion on this thing, I am literally in the first things. I feel really bad for Team Liquid though, because I can only imagine what it would be like if Nick Maniac Kirshner or Seth or me, like imagine if I fucked up and I did something like, dude, it's almost an impossible thing to just watch your mouth. That's what you got to do. Okay, he searched for an explosion GIF using generic keywords to express how his team blew up during their loss, and in choosing one that matched the intensity of his emotions, he failed to realize how the imagery connected to a painful moment in Japan's history. We believe that there was no malicious intent, only a very serious lapse in judgments and awareness. That may be true. Okay, I don't know. The Honda has been with Team Liquid for 6 years now. I didn't know that. The team will be fining the player 4 months salary along with a mandatory sensitivity training and donating the prize earnings from the event to charity. Team Liquid co-CEO Victor Goosens, another legend in the space. I want to sincerely apologize for the offense and hurt caused by the situation. See, this is what irks me, man. And I understand, but I do feel for Victor in this thing, because like, imagine what I just explained to you. Okay, imagine I'm sitting here fucking putting stickers on shoes, talking to you guys about a very, very, just normal day stuff, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere my phone starts blowing up and say, yo, this guy fucking said this, and because of this, like, this whole thing has happened, and you're like sort of caught off guard, and now you have to go look into the matter. You have to talk to the player. You have to see what's going on the internet, and then little by little you sort of start to figure out how you can protect your organization, which very, 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 very much does not agree with whatever the fuck somebody else said, on not even on your behalf, but while wearing your jersey. People back in the day, I think there was a guy wearing a jersey at a protest, and I don't know what kind of protest this was, but the amount of people that were coming at me personally for somebody who I've never met before, who likes the content that we produce and therefore bought a jersey, goes out and protests something that somebody doesn't fucking agree with, and they come at me. It's like, these are the fucking fans you foster? As if. Fucking if. As if. The claim that this image could only be found searching Hiroshima is simply not true. It appears in the results generic terms of explosion and bomb and has widely been used to the effort. Man. Yeah, I don't want to bring more light to this very sad fucking situation. This Diaz Lucas dude, like, clearly fucked up. Whether he meant to or not, like, it's insane. You know what I'm saying? I was literally about to give you guys an example, but I know that it's so politically driven, not driven, but it has so many political attachments to my example that I'm just not even gonna fucking bother. But it is beyond fucking me. Again, I haven't seen the tweet. I'm not going to go search it. I'm not gonna read into it. I do feel for the org though, and not just from a business perspective, from a livelihood perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, the money that comes into esports, we have to take care of. Which is why some of my issues with some of these early people that took on investment and just willy-nilly just fucking spent fucking all of it on trying to win championships, it fucking chokes me, guys. It literally chokes me. It makes me lose my breath in anger, because we have to take care. We're in building phase. There's no room for mistakes. Definitely no room for serious mistakes, man. This is just silly. How do professional companies let something like this turn into such a big deal? You can't even make small mistake anymore. But okay, fine. If it was a small mistake, a big mistake, again, people are a bit too soft these days and have no empathy or consideration that it may be a mistake, and giving someone a second chance of fear trolls on the internet. That I agree with some of what you're saying. I do think that the amount of craziness that's happening nowadays may be a little bit too much. But again, like, it's so much easier to think about the joke that you're gonna make than to just fucking make it because it's funny in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. It's not that deep. For you, Rick, it's not that deep. But what if you are Japanese? Or what if you are one of the people who had people at Pearl Harbor? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly, Jake Hill. It was an insensitive joke against the Japanese, and you guys know how I feel about Japan, okay? fucking love Japan. I hope that I get reincarnated as a Japanese man, or I hope that I was reincarnated as a Mexican man in this day and age, but before I was Japanese. So you guys know I love everything about the culture. But again, I'm not Japanese, so of course it's not going to be as offensive to me. So again, it's not about being soft, or it's not about being this, that, or the other. It's about understanding that in society nowadays and what we're moving towards is just easier to be respectful and understand where everyone is coming from. It's not hard, man. It's not hard to put yourself in other people's shoes and realize that the shit that you may be saying is hurtful. I stopped saying the wild ass, and maybe not wild in for that era that I grew up in, but I don't say half of the shit that I used to fucking say in high school or junior, because I understand now. You know what I'm saying? I'm an adult. I grew up and I understand now. I'm more understanding of the world as a broader thing. People also be too sensitive. 100%. Don't get me started. 100%. Not disagreeing with the fact that that is a thing. So if it's okay with you guys, I'd like to move on from this very, very unfortunate event. And again, I feel for the org. I feel for Honda and their investment into esports. Yeah, that's unfortunate. It's an unfortunate case.